Good evening, everyone, and welcome to one more exciting and informative session of a panel discussion. Before I start of our today's discussion, let me quickly introduce you to our panelists today. So let's start with Vinay. Vinay, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Hi Kunal. Hello everyone. Hi Bhavik, Nityendu. So my name is Vinay, and I'm basically from Banaras, but born and brought up in Odisha, a small town known as Belpahar. And I'm having 11 plus years of experience in corporate, and I'm working as HR professional.
Hi everyone, this is Dityendu. I'm basically from New Delhi and I'm an entrepreneur by profession.
Hello friends, my name is Bhavik. I am from Bangalore and basically I'm from Gujarat, but currently working and staying in Bangalore. And I'm a software engineer with close to 8 years of experience.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. And guys, I'll be the host for today's discussion. Myself, Kunal Jaiswal. I am from Bihar, a small city of Bihar from Kathiar, and currently working in Bangalore from last 11 years into IT industry. So last Thursday, if you guys recollect, we had a discussion on this wonderful book by Shad Hamstetter called "What to Say When You Talk to Yourself." And we had discussed we had a discussion around the self-talk, that how it helps us to improve our programming and overwrite our negative programming which was done unknowingly many a times, how we can overwrite that and do a positive programming which can influence and can add to the growth in our life. Now, in this session, what we're going to discuss and what we're going to cover is how this self-programming, self-talk basically works. We have discussed that the importance of it, but then how it's gonna work, how it impacts the each part of life. And that's where we have our today's panelists who are associated with peak impact mentorship from quite some time. And they all have, I mean, they are going through these books and applying those learning in their life, because that's what this book club and the sessions and the PIM offers, not just the books to read, but also a guidance or a mentorship program where you can learn how to apply these learning. So maybe we'll start today's talk with Vinay, you, and would like to understand that how this self-talk, how you have applied this in your life, what kind of changes which you have witnessed. If one or two incidents you can share and help us and the audience understand that how this overall self-talk things works.
Thanks, Kunal. So I would like to relate with my topic towards health. So when I came to Bangalore in the year 2008, and I was I was 75 kg, and after 10 years, and I had like a lot of health challenges initially, and during that journey, तो उसमें हुआ क्या कि Bangalore, we all know it's a climate, like it's a very cold climate, and I was having like some issues towards cold, wheezing, those things were there. तो उसके कारण बहुत सारे problems हुए, और even my association, the kind of people I used to interact with, or people with whom I was like day to day interacting, उनसे बात करना, जिनके साथ उठना बैठना खाना पीना, तो उसमें क्या होता था कि उसके कारण I was weighing like around 90 kg at some point of time. Like I just tell two years back, I was 90 kg, and not everybody would believe that. And even I was also not able to realize, because shopping करने जाते थे, अब लगता था कि पैंट तो ले रहे हैं, लेकिन पैंट होता क्या था, अरे उसको खींच खाच के हम उसको कर लेते हैं, 32 नहीं है 34 होता था, लेकिन 32 ले लेते थे, कुछ ना करके अपने को पतला दिखाना होता था. लेकिन आप कितना छुपा सकते हो? You cannot hide those things, right? तो धीरे धीरे होता गया कि अपना वेट भी होता गया, बढ़ता गया, और उसके कारण अगर आपको हेल्थ चैलेंजेस होते हैं तो वेट भी बढ़ता है, वेट के तुरंत आपका हेल्थ चैलेंजेस भी आते हैं. तो मेरा जो प्रोग्रामिंग था, जो माइंड का जो मेरा सेल्फ टॉक था कि अरे यार मेरा हेल्थ तो ऐसे ही रहने वाला है, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू बिकम फिट, और आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू हैव अ गुड हेल्थ, और मैं पतला नहीं हो पाऊंगा. और मेरा बैड हैबिट क्या है, आई कम फ्रॉम लाइक यूपी से हूँ, और खासकर मम्मी का टच है कैलकाटा से, तो मिठाई के तो मुझे बहुत शौकीन है. मिठाई खाना तो हम तो सोच भी नहीं सकते, मिठाई के बिना कि खाना भी हो सकता है, वो था. और कमिंग फ्रॉम उड़ीसा, तो उड़ीसा में क्या है, मेन होता है राइस. राइस इज स्टेपल फूड है, तो ज्यादातर हमारा राइस कंजम्पशन होता है. तो आपका जो हैबिट होता है, तो जो खाना पीना था, तो उसके कारण मेरा वेट भी बहुत बढ़ रहा था, खाने में कंट्रोल नहीं था. एंड माय प्रोग्रामिंग वाज आल्सो वेरी रॉन्ग कि अरे यार हमारे यहाँ होता है ना कि यार खा लो कुछ नहीं होता, सब शरीर में लगता है, और शरीर में लगते लगते इतना लग जाता है कि आपका वेट इतना बढ़ जाता है कि आप कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाते हो. I read this book, and But initially, I was not able to relate how the self-talk will work. But when I read this chapter 8, and it talks very precisely about how the programming actually helps. And when I started programming myself, ki I have a good health. I no longer give excuses towards workout. I no longer eat any junk food. I started preparing those self-talk towards my health. When I started preparing that, I was getting that belief in my mind. तो जब अगर मेरे सामने कोई खाना ला रहा होता है, कुछ स्पाइसी है या कुछ डिलीशियस है, मिठाई है, आई यूज टू इमीडिएटली से नो, क्योंकि मैंने अपने प्रोग्रामिंग अपने माइंड को प्रोग्राम किया था कि आई नो लॉन्गर से यस टू जंक फूड. तो हाउ दैट प्रोग्रामिंग एक्चुअली हेल्प, वो मुझे बिलीफ लाया कि मैं ऐसा कर सकता हूँ. इनिशियली पॉसिबल था, डेफिनेटली नहीं था. उसके बाद जब मेरा बिलीफ आया तो मेरा एटीट्यूड चेंज हुआ एंड आई स्टार्टेड वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स दैट. और फिर मैंने उसको बहुत सोचा कि मैं इसको और कैसे इंप्रूव कर सकता हूँ, हाउ आई कैन मोर इंप्रूव माई सेल्फ टॉक एंड हाउ आई कैन रिपीट एवरी डे, डे इन डे आउट एंड ड्यूरिंग माई नाइट और वेन एवर आई फील. जब मेरा उसके कारण दैट बिलीफ माई एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स माई हेल्थ गॉट चेंज एंड आई वॉज हैविंग फीलिंग दैट आई कैन अचीव दैट. जब वो मेरे को फीलिंग आया तब मैंने उसके लिए एक्शन स्टार्ट किया. आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग सम प्राणायाम, आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग योगा, आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग वर्कआउट. लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आई डिड. इट्स नॉट लाइक पहले अगर कोई मुझे प्राणायाम के लिए बोलता भी था तो मेरे लिए होता था कि मेरे से तो नहीं हो पा रहा है. आई वाज नॉट एबल टू डू सिंगल, मतलब 1 2 12 तो मेरे लिए मुश्किल था करना. बट लेकिन मैंने अपने सेल्फ टॉक में वो डाला और मैंने एक्शंस दिया उसको. मैंने जब उसको एक्शन किया एंड यू कैन सी द रिजल्ट इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. नाउ आई एम 70 kg and which is exactly matching to the BMI index, what we say in the as per the doctor terminology. कि आपका हेल्थ जो होता है, आपका आपके वेट के और एज के हिसाब से आपका वेट कितना होना चाहिए. एंड ड्यूरिंग दिस कोविड सिचुएशन आल्सो आई एम एबल टू मेंटेन दैट वेट. नहीं तो अभी आप देखो कि 2 ढाई महीने हो गए और लोग ऐसा हो रहा है कि खाना पीना ऐसा चल रहा है कि उनका अभी वेट भी बढ़ रहा है. But I'm able to sustain that weight for 2.5 months now. And how I'm able to do that? Because I have programmed my mind and I'm having, because the end goal is there in my mind. I was reading one of the book of Stephen Covey and the 7 habits of highly effective people. Always keep the end goal in mind, because when you keep the end goal in mind, that's where you achieve that goal, because your programming happens. And I think Bhavik and Tim will cover more in detail, and I'll leave it to the other folks to share their experience.
Absolutely. I mean, one very interesting point which you have mentioned, Vinay, and I'm sure nobody would have thought that, health, I mean, your mindset and your attitude can add to your health component also. And as we all know that, I have read somewhere that you have to earn our health, where the earn stand for that you exercise, your attitude, your rest, and your nutrition. But many a time when we talk about health, we only focus on our diet and on the exercise. We forget about the attitude. So very nicely you have covered that how attitude is a very important component even of your health. And as we all know that health, if you have a good health, I mean, it is kind of an equivalent to your good wealth. So a success is not about only in terms of money or career. Of course these component does matter in life, but what it matters is, does it add to your health as well? So thank you so much, Vinay, because you have added a complete new perspective towards health. And I'm sure Deeptendu will help us understand, because as we know that Deeptendu himself is a successful entrepreneur now. He will definitely help us understand that how the self-talk has helped him in the career perspective. So Deeptendu, over to you.
Sure, Kunal. Thanks. Before I give you my story, I'd like to say that amazing Vinay. It's inspirational. In fact, after reading this book, I heard a talk of Shed Hamster. In that, he mentioned how self-talk helped him also to lose weight, and it's amazing, right? We haven't heard how with self-talk we can lose weight. It's totally a first time for me. And yeah, he just mentioned what he did was he recorded a self-talk and he was just listening to it, and he lost his desired pound. And the best thing, while listening to his self-talk, his wife also lost some pounds. So it's amazing. It's an amazing story. So when I was reading this chapter, which is 5 steps of self-management sequence, I could relate it to my journey. How did I start my startup? Since college, I always had a wish to start something of my own. There was a desire, but it wasn't happening. I have worked for more than 12 years now, and After 12 years, I eventually got into it. So I was analyzing it and I was trying to relate it with a chapter which Ted Hamster had provided in this book. So he says programming is the most important thing. When I went back and I checked at myself, I saw that I have been reading books for 2 years now. I have been listening to podcasts, and these are all self-help podcasts, and on different directions, like on leadership, on relationship, on handling failure, and all these subjects. I've read more than 20 books in 2 years, 500 plus podcasts in last 2 years, and this is how it programmed me. I was also in association of people who were successful entrepreneurs, and I also choose to be with people who are like-minded, who wants to be an entrepreneur, and they're working towards it seriously. This is how I programmed myself. I think I programmed myself, and this eventually led to a belief that I somehow removed the fear of failure. Earlier, I think I was scared of failure. What would happen if I start off of my own? How can I start it full time? So I had a fear within me, but with this programming, I understood the concept of failing forward. When you high a bigger picture, when you target a bigger picture, the small setbacks will not upset you. You can move on. I learned how to bounce back soon. And with this belief, it gave me a trust. I always knew the business work. I always knew the people associated with the business work, but I could not trust myself. Can I do it or not? That attitude was lacking within me. When I believed in myself that I can do it, I also have developed that trusting attitude within me. So that's when, like, I took another step forward. So, as I mentioned, the programming gave me a belief where I removed my fear, and it gave me an attitude to trust myself. And this trusting attitude gave me a feeling where I could remove all the negative feelings within me. That is nervousness, fear, what would people say. I could remove all these negative feelings and I could move ahead. And this resulted in action. And this is my behavior after all. So today, when I wake up on Monday morning, I feel supercharged up. I groom myself, I dress neatly, and I get prepared before I meet a client. I'm well prepared with all the tools that is required, and this is how I am today. Again, it comes back to the programming. So if you want to achieve something, if you want to do something, it is again achieving, being successful or being unsuccessful. It is all programming. Yeah, this is all I have.
Wonderful to know, Deeptendu, that how the self-talk and these books has helped you to achieve a journey into your own entrepreneurship venture. Because I'm sure entrepreneurship is one hot button for all who is working for someone else. So that's really interesting to know that this self-talk does help, and convert into a result also when anybody is looking and applying these learning in the life. On top of it, very interesting terms you use, Deeptendu, in your conversation is about failing forward. In fact, when first time I was introduced to this word through the book of John Maxwell, it was a complete different perspective about failing, because many a time the life when hits you back, and no matter what, how successful you are, or no matter how good skills, knowledge, information you carry, life is a combination of success and a failure. And it majority of time it is failure which teaches you, and how you can learn those failure and making it a stepping stone. That is what all about failing forward instead of failing backward and giving it up. So this one component I just wanted to highlight, because this is one thing, if our audience can understand, and I'm sure this will be a very small talk to discuss, we will definitely cover in one of our another panel discussion about failing forward. But this one component is so important, apart, I mean, along with this self talk what we are covering today, which can help us to grow in life. So wonderful to know that how this self-talk is helping people in health, career, and I'm sure the another very strong wheel of life. Because as we know and what we have learned in this association, that life is not about being successful in one area of your life. It is about wheel of life, where you should be good at least major component of your life, whether it is a relationship, health, and your career. Because when you're good at all these areas, that's where your life make more meaningful, and you feel happy from within. So I'm sure Bhavik can help us understand that how this books has helped him in the relationship area, apart from the health and the career. So Bhavik, over to you.
Sure, yeah, sure, Kunalji. So wonderful story on a health and career, and it is wonderfully covered by the Diptendra and Vinay both of. So I agree with the Diptendra's point on the jobs and entrepreneurship. So here I would like to add one more point, sir, regarding this. So I just want to share one small talk on our job versus business. So for example, there are two guys. One guy is happily doing a job and hate the business, and another guy is happily doing the business but hate the job. So nothing is wrong here, as both are happily doing in their own profession, and both are very successful. So how they become the successful, right? How they become the successful in job and business? So of course they put required efforts in their domain, job or success, job or business, right? Because so why one person has a belief in a job and second person has a belief in a business? Because they have programmed themselves like this, that मेरे लिए जॉब अच्छा है, दूसरे का माइंड ऐसा प्रोग्राम किया है कि मेरे लिए बिजनेस अच्छा है. सो वंडरफुल कवर बाय द दीप्तेंदु. बट हियर एक्चुअली टुडे आई वुड लाइक टू टॉक अबाउट अ मेजर सेक्शन in today's generation, and that is the relationship. So I would like to share some talk and experience about the relationship. Then and this relationship can be helpful, help us in everywhere. So for example, when we talk about relationship with your spouse, your parents, brothers, in any family member. When we talk about corporate domain, right? Relationship with your managers, peers, team members, everyone, right? So उसमें जनरली होता क्या है, right? Some people are good at relationship and some are not. Why? Some people are good at relationship and some are not. Why? So as Diptenu talk about a career points, right? And Vinay talk about the health points, right? So when we talk about a career and health, we are intentional to do the things. अगर मेरे को for example when we talk about career, मेरे को job करना है तो मेरे को कुछ काम मुझे मेरे को कुछ भी thing intentionally करना पड़ेगा. अगर when we talk about health, अगर मान लो मेरे को weight loss करना है, I have to reduce my weight intentionally, right? So when we talk about relationship, the majority of the people don't put effort into making a good relationship. So that's why they are not able to maintain a good relationship. So I just want to discuss a small example that we mistakenly assume that if our partners love us, they will react and behave in the certain ways. The ways we react and behave when we love someone. तो हम ऐसा सोचते हैं, करेक्ट, कि अगर मेरा पार्टनर मेरे को लव करता है तो he or she should behave or react the way the I behave and react, right? But ऐसा जनरली होता नहीं है. तो उसके लिए जनरली what we do, जनरली क्या करते हैं हम? तो जनरली men mistakenly expect women to think, communicate and react the way men do. Same thing, women mistakenly expect the man to feel, communicate and respond the way women do. So actually इसमें होता क्या है, we don't understand that we are different entities actually, right? So as a result, what happens, we are forgotten that we both are different, right? So what happened, as a result, our relationships are filled up with unnecessary friction and conflicts, right? So when I said here, I just would like to explain that when I said mistakenly, why I said mistakenly, because we don't know what is right, what is wrong. उसमें क्या सच है, क्या झूठ है, we don't know. Because we do what we programmed in our mind. We do what is programmed in our mind, and second, we do what we feel to do. We do what we feel. For example, every action we take, every action we take is the first filter through our feelings, how we feel about it, right? So sometimes आपने देखा होगा, sometimes we behave good with one person and we behave bad with another person. ऐसा क्यों होता है? Why we behave so ऐसा क्यों होता है? Because we have a good feeling with the person one and we have a bad feeling with the person two. Now the question comes, from where this feeling comes? Right? So our feelings are created, controlled, determined and influenced by our attitudes. Okay, so when we talk about attitudes, right? So because our attitudes are the perspective from which we see the lives. Correct. So for example, some people seem to have a good attitude about most of the things, and some people seem to have bad attitude about everything. Example, when we talk with our superior, right, our attitude is low. But when we talk with our subordinates, something like our friends, our attitude is high. Why? But where do we get our attitudes? Where do we get this attitude now? So our attitudes are created, controlled, and influenced by our beliefs, what we believe. Correct. So our attitudes are created by our beliefs. So what we believe about anything will determine our success or failure. So we all have thousands of big and little beliefs about ourselves, and our beliefs are now the last point from where this belief comes, right? So our beliefs are created and directed by our programming. जैसे भी दीप्ति ने बहुत अच्छी तरह कवर किया था, it's self programming, right? So it all starts with our programming. So what we have expected, what we have accepted from the outside the world and fed to ourself, it is our programming that sets our belief. What we believe, that determines our attitude, and attitudes creates a feeling, and that feelings creates a behavior, actions, and actions creates a result. So actions will determine your success or failure. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to cover today about relationship, and yeah, that's it.
Absolutely wonderful, Bhavik. I mean, very rightly you have connected all the five essential steps of our that how we can manage ourselves, that how we can do a right programming, and how it leads through the belief, attitude, and feeling to our behavior and reflect to the other person and establish the relationship with others, whether it is our spouse, our relatives, our friends, colleagues, peers, or anyone. And in fact, being in a COVID situation, I'm sure a lot of people would love to understand that how this self-talk can help us in our relationship aspect, because we all are, I mean, I shouldn't be saying this way that forced, but yes, there's two perspective. You can look in a way that you are forced to stay with your spouse or family member or whomsoever you're staying right now, or it's an opportunity, that you get a time where you can spend this 24 hours with your loved ones. So it's a two different perspective, that how you program yourself. Are you programming yourself negative, that you are forced because of COVID, or you're programming yourself positive, like in a computer, also being an IT profession? If I just give a simple example, in any computer, what fed? Yes, Vinay,
Well,
you want to add
yeah,
anything?
before I would like to, before you start with that, how the programming works, but before that, I would like to add some points, like from the last talk, where Diptendu was talking about the desire. Because until and unless you don't have a desire, you will not be able to proceed further with your self talk. तो उसके पहले आपके अंदर वो इच्छा होनी चाहिए कि मुझे अपना हेल्थ ठीक करना है, मुझे अपना रिलेशनशिप ठीक करना है, मुझे अपना जॉब पे काम करना है, या मुझे अपने एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप पे काम करना है. सो जब तक आपका डिजायर नहीं होगा, तब आपके अंदर वो सेल्फ टॉक आएगा कहाँ से? तो इट ऑल स्टार्ट विद डिजायर. तो जब आपकी इच्छा होगी, तब जाके आप अपने माइंड को उस डायरेक्शन में प्रोग्राम करोगे, तब जाके आपको स्टेप बाय स्टेप अगर प्रोसेस करोगे, तब जाके वो रिजल्ट मिलेगा. एंड वेरी वैलिड पॉइंट व्हेन Diptendu was covering about failure, and I was able to relate with health, where people actually, होता क्या है, मैंने भी जब स्टार्ट किया था अपना हेल्थ की और काम करना, डेफिनेटली मैं ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने स्टार्ट किया और वो मेरे को तुरंत रिजल्ट मिलना स्टार्ट हो गया. एंड वी सी लॉट ऑफ रेजोल्यूशन हैज बीन टेकन इन द 1st of Jan. हर कोई रेजोल्यूशन लेता है वेट लूज करने का, फिट होने का, वो रेजोल्यूशन लेते हैं वो लोग. लेकिन क्या होता है, वो 1 वीक 2 वीक मैक्सिमम 2 महीने वो बस एक्सरसाइज करने जाते हैं, वर्कआउट करने जाते हैं, और उसके बाद वो गिव अप कर देते हैं. और उसके बाद क्या होता है, उनके पास वो फेलियर देख लेते हैं, और दे डोंट हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ सराउंडिंग्स. उनका एसोसिएशन जो होता है, दैट इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट, कि उनके पास वो लोग नहीं है कि उनको वो उसको बूस्ट कर सके, उनको वो एनकरेज कर सके. तो आई हैड टू लाइक चेंज अ लॉट. आई हैड टू चेंज माय एसोसिएशन व्हेन आई वाज फोकसिंग ऑन माय हेल्थ, ऑन माय करियर और ऑन माय रिलेशनशिप, कि मुझे किसके साथ उठना बैठना है या बात करना है. जैसे एक बुक है जिसका डेल कार्नेगी का बुक में भी है कि यू टेल मी व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पीपल यू एसोसिएट विद, एंड आई कैन टेल यू इमीडिएटली दैट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पर्सन यू आर.
बिल्कुल विनय, मैं भी एग्री करता हूँ आपसे. क्या होता है कि हम सबका डिजायर तो होता ही है, कुछ ना कुछ इच्छा होता है, मुझे भी अपना वेट लूज करना है, लेकिन ये सेल्फ टॉक जिससे पता है ना, वो इस प्रोसेस को बहुत एक्सेलरेट कर सकता है. राइट, सही पॉइंट बताया आपने विनय.
तो लाइक कुणाल वाज सेइंग अबाउट राइट प्रोग्रामिंग, हाउ द प्रोग्रामिंग वर्क्स. तो जैसे कुणाल comes from the background of IT professional, and I think Bhavik is also an IT professional, so you know what kind of result you want. And अगर आपको अपनी लाइफ की प्रोग्रामिंग लिखनी होगी, you have to write your programming about your life, and what kind of life you want, definitely you have to be very extra cautious कि आप अपनी लाइफ के लिए अपनी प्रोग्राम क्या लिख रहे हो, एंड योर प्रोग्रामिंग इज नथिंग बट योर सेल्फ टॉक. भाविक, आप कुछ बता सकते हो कि प्रोग्रामिंग कैसे हेल्प करता है, क्योंकि आप उस आईटी प्रोफेशनल में हो, आप कोडिंग वगैरह करते हो, तो प्रोग्रामिंग आप क्यों करते हो पहले?
करेक्ट करेक्ट. So of course actually programming, because मैंने जैसे बताया last time, right, that programming is the starting point of all these things, right? Because अगर मान लो programming सही है, because programming depends on programming will create the other four components. What we say, it can be the belief, it can be the attitude, it can be the behavior or actions or result. It all, because programming is, we can say, the root of all things. Yeah.
Yes, Kunal, even you come from the software background.
Absolutely. In fact, when I was listening to you, I can exactly connect that what we do in our day-to-day job also. Like unless you have a project in your hand, you don't put action towards it. So of course, as you mentioned, the desire is nothing but having a project in our in our corporate career. And when you have a project, you bring your programming in picture, you fit certain sort of, whether it's a Java, .NET, or the domain I work in, identity and access management. So that's where you design your self-talk. And what is the self-talk? That was the discussion what you have within a team. So if we connect any aspect of our life with this, what I can see is self-talk can help us to grow in each and every perspective of life. So guys, what we are trying to convey in our today's discussion, that how this self-talk actually works, and how it actually can create can become a differentiator between a success and failure in each and every aspects of your life.
Yes, so how this can help and implement in your life, that will really make you successful, and it can be any aspect of life. Either you're looking for health, relationship, career, entrepreneurship, or any aspects of life that will make you successful. So start with your self-talk now, and it will make you successful.
Absolutely.
Anyone?
Thank you so much, Vinay. A little bit of a connectivity issue at my end, so thanks for taking care of that part. So absolutely, guys, what we were trying to conclude is, as Vinay rightly mentioned, that it is all about how you use this self-talk, how you use this programming for your own success, and apply this in your day-to-day life. And I'm sure for all, as we all have experience in our personal life, whether it's a Bhavik, Deeptendu, or Vinay, you need an association to back this up, because a one is a very small number to achieve a big success. When you are in an association of us like-minded people, that's where even failing forward, the concept which Deeptendu was talking about, is become easy, because you have an association which gives you an environment of encouragement, and you are ready to back yourself again and again despite having challenges in life. And that's exactly what this book club, what we run at our level, where we read these wonderful book present, that helps us develop our communication, public speaking, leadership, relationship, people skills, all the different component which we cover in our book club. You can also be part of that. You can reach out to from wherever you are watching this streaming, reach out to the person, and get a knowledge that how you can be also part of this wonderful association under the banner of Peak Impact Mentorship, and you can also add values to yours and others' life. So with this, we are come to an end of our today's discussion. We'll be back again in a next week with some wonderful talk. So thank you so much, and to all the panelists, thank you so much, guys, for your time. So good night.